So, guys, we got to find a really cool way to kick off tonight's live show. You have any ideas?
Oh, Kevin, I got the greatest idea. We have the Gasparilla Pirate Fest on Thursday night. We got a big old pirate ship, and we're gonna dress up as the Three Musketeers, and we're gonna swing right into the trade show.
What else you got? Come on now.
What about this idea? Since the Beach Boys are going to be here Friday night, what about singing a Beach Boys song?
That'd work. Anything else? Come on.
You're a horrible singer, Russell. There's all this great farm equipment in the trade show. We're gonna commandeer a tractor, and we're gonna ram that thing up into the trade show. You guys will be on the cab.
Oh, come
We'll
on.
drive it right through the trade show.
There's got to be something
Marvin,
else.
are you flat crazy? What about this idea, guys? The three of us get on the catwalk in the trade show. We swing down like pirates and check out the sold-out trade show.
You know, I love your ideas, guys, but let's make it real simple and just welcome people to this 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and Trade Show. Live from Tampa Bay, it's Cattleman to Cattleman.
And now, a live edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman with host Kevin Oxner.
Hello and welcome to this special live edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. We're live from the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. We're here in the middle of the convention center in beautiful Tampa, Florida, and we're excited to bring you the sights and the sounds of this year's event. I'm especially pleased to be joined by my partners in crime. First, from the Northern Ag Network in Montana, my good friend Russell Nemitz. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Kevin. We are excited to be out here all the way from Big Sky Country helping out with Cattleman to Cattleman tonight. What an exciting time in the U.S. beef cattle industry. And for the next couple of hours, we're going to show you some of the sights and sounds from Tampa Bay, Florida here at the 2013 NCBA Trade Show.
Thanks, Russell. We're looking forward to what you have in store for us tonight. And let's check in with my other partner for the night. That would be the one and only Marvin Kocash. Hey there, Marvin.
Kevin, I have officially cleared the trade show of all alligators. I've got my friend here taped up. I do a little gator wrestling, but you know what? This old country boy from Crook, Colorado, I still got a little of my stuff. Hey, I am looking forward to sharing the experience of a lifetime with everybody at home. We've got a lot of great exhibits here, a lot of great equipment, a lot of great food, entertainment, fellowship. If you're not here in Tampa, you're missing out. Get in your truck and come on down. Kevin, I look forward to talking with you more tonight.
Well, likewise, and save me a pair of boots out of that gator if you wouldn't mind.
I certainly will.
It's always exciting to kick off the new year for the Cattle Industry Annual Convention, and this year is absolutely no exception. Joining me with a look into 2013 is NCBA Chief Executive Officer Forrest Roberts. Forrest, welcome to the show.
You bet, Kevin. Thanks for having me tonight.
2012, a year of historic droughts, record high corn prices, lots of other challenges and opportunities for the industry. What are you most proud of looking back?
You know, 2012 was one of those years I think we will look back as one full of absolute challenge and change. And courage is what I've seen across this industry, that courage and that resilience to keep moving forward. That's something that we're proud of as an industry. Specifically, our team here at NCBA, I'm very proud of how we took a 7 to 8 to 10 year research project called BOLD, Beef and an Optimal Lean Diet. And we started to bring that forward with nutrition influencers to really tell that story of beef. And changing that paradigm, Kevin, of beef causes heart disease to beef is absolutely a part of a heart-healthy diet. And in that area of research, we were further focusing on how do we bring forward some innovative research around defining what beef sustainability means for this entire industry. And I guess last and not least, as you know, part of our team in NCBA focuses on the efforts with inside that beltway on Capitol Hill. And their efforts to really be able to push back and establish more cow sense, as we call it, in addressing issues like estate tax, that is huge to farm and ranch families all across this country. So those are a few things that I'm really proud of when we think back to all of those challenges and the changes we've gone forward through in 2012 and the courage to keep moving forward.
And look ahead to 2013. What's on your agenda?
Well, 2013 has a big bullseye on it. And 2013 is all about how we focus on the millennial generation. The millennial generation and how they look at beef as a part of their diet. First, they're asking questions about nutrition. Well, folks, we got that story. Second, they're asking questions about convenience. How do they prepare that beef eating experience? And we got the answer to that. Last but not least, the big area they're asking about, though, is how folks produce that beef eating experience all around the country. So telling the story of beef, of our industry, of the beef community, is a big, big area of focus in 2013. And Kevin, I have no doubt in my mind, if we do that right, we're truly going to be able to enable more people to enjoy beef more often.
And so for folks who aren't here tonight, who may be watching at home and may not even be members of NCBA, what's one or two things you'd want them to know about this organization?
Well, this is a grassroots, producer-driven and led organization. It is producers from all walks of the industry, from all corners of the country that we live in here to be able to come together and make decisions that really shape the future of this industry. And we look at three big areas. As a proud contractor to the Beef Checkoff program, we work on creating demand here domestically. Secondly, we look at gaining access to these key international markets all around the globe. And then last but not least, our team in DC works hard every day to make sure that they create that freedom to operate for producers all around this country. So those are the reasons why we think people need to be a part of NCBA. And if they're here, I can guarantee you they're going to have that opportunity to gain some education. They're going to have an opportunity to engage with producers around the country. And last but not least, they're certainly going to get to have a little bit of fun with some entertainment.
A lot of fun. Forrest, thank you for your leadership and good luck for the week ahead.
You bet. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me.
Join Forrest Roberts as a member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. It's easy to do. Just give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit us at beefusa.org. Well, let's head back out to the trade show floor and see what kind of reptile our friend Marvin Kokash has found this time. Hey, Marvin.
Hey, Kevin, you know what? I was able to put that gator away and take care of him. But you know what? I've got with me tonight the founder of RFDT, Patrick Gotch, and the new CEO, Randy Menard. And one thing that we're really proud of on Cattleman to Cattleman is to be one of their programmers. And we're excited every week to bring our show on such a quality channel. Patrick, tell me what's new on RFD TV.
One thing that's new is FamilyNet. We bought that channel late last year. That gives us 15 million new homes that we've never been in before. And your show, Cattleman to Cattleman, is one of the shows that we're putting on there. So for the first time, we're getting our rural programming and shows
so
like Cattleman
do the,
Cattleman
tell
to
me,
Cattleman into
your
Chicago, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., New York City, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, and Los Angeles, just to name a few of the cities. That's a basic channel that's in all these places. So we've taken that channel and kind of mixed rural programming with some traditional sitcoms and stuff. And the response has been off the charts. Folks love to be reconnected again, and then especially with things like this past Sunday when the Super Bowl, featured the Dodge Ram spot. We're declaring this the year of the farmer. This has just given us more and more momentum. When we first launched RFD TV, it was our goal to reconnect city and country again. And 12 years later, with additions like Randy and Michael LeBrod and Steve Campione and the rest of our management team, and I think we're finally getting there.
Great. Well, Randy, I know you just came on board with RFD TV. What are some of the things you're excited about being part of that team?
Well, I'm excited to be here with Patrick. I've seen what Patrick has done with RFD TV in the last 10 years, and the exposure he's doing for rural America is great. When you look at it, the city lifestyle started overtaking the rural in 1920, and ever since then there hasn't really been a voice for rural TV, and this does it. And it's so exciting to be a part of this and help expose and build trust with mainstream America. I think that's what's going to be the most exciting part of this job. I'd like to thank both of you for your leadership of RFD TV. We're really proud to be a programmer on RFD every week. Kevin, back to you at the set.
Well, thanks, Marvin. We certainly are proud of all the great programming RFD provides rural America. Now, our other reporter is also out and about on the trade show floor here in Tampa. Russell, where does the evening find you?
Well, we have moved from the NCBA booth over to Merck Animal Health, and one of the fun things about the NCBA trade show is getting to check out all this new and exciting technology available to the U.S. beef cattle industry. And with us is Jim Miles, Feed Yard Segment Marketing Manager for Merck Animal Health. And Jim, let's talk about some of this new electronic technology as it continues to evolve, and how is Merck Animal Health adapting this innovation to help assist U.S. cattlemen?
Well, Russell, every day cattlemen are on the move. It used to be that you could come home, end of the week, read the market report, get the update, and you're up to date with what's going on in the marketplace. Today, things change every minute, every hour, and so people want to be updated, and everybody has smartphones today. So we developed an app for smartphones and actually for tablets too, and this app here is called Beef Market Central. And basically what it gives you is about 4 different things in either the phone version or the tablet. It's either Android or the Apple equipment, if you get an Apple iPhone or an iPad. So basically it has several different things. It's got all the commodity markets. It's got all the ag news. So if there's breaking ag news, it brings you the ag news. Then it gives you livestock markets across the country. So you can go and look at Joplin sale yard, or you can look out at on the West Coast at a sale yard, see what cattle are selling for there. It gives USDA reports, so you can look at that. So that's on cash markets. So let's go to the iPad version, and we'll take iPad version even has more. The phone version, anybody can just download it. The iPad version has more. It's got weather. So it actually, if you have your GPS on, it'll give you weather reports. This doesn't have a lot of garbage like the other weather reports. It's just your weather. It's right from the source. So let's go home here and take a look at the markets. This is the home page. You got all the different markets. You got live cattle, feeder cattle, corn, soybean meal. You got all the news. You can then go to the markets, or you can go to videos. And there's actual video footage that will come into your iPad or your Droid if you're using a Droid, and you can look at it here. Markets have all kinds of information on it. We've got hogs on it, we got cattle, we got corn, we got wheat, we got soybeans, we got fuel. Then there's another really neat thing that we have. You go to what we call the cattle and corn and soybean analyzers. These analyzers have box beef in it. They got breakdowns on box beef. You can see what briskets are selling for in March, when those things go sky high, or around Christmas you can watch those ribs. You can see the rib prices. 2 daily markets on that. All this information's in here at the touch of your fingers. When you're on the go, you can get it. All you need to do to get it is go into the iStore if you've got Apple and put in Beef Market Central, and it'll bring it up, and you can download it for free. You fill out a form and we'll approve it if you're in the cattle business. If you got a phone, the other thing you do with a phone is just go in, same thing, the iStore or in the Google Market, and put in Beef Market Central and download the phone version. And they're off and running with all the market news you need right here.
All right, well, sounds good, Jim. And I guess advice for all of us is we need to utilize this new technology, not tuck our tail and run. With that, Kevin, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
I'd second that. Keep bringing us those new technologies, Russell. It's no secret that all NCBA presidents have a passion for the beef industry, plus a strong desire to make it sustainable. This year's president is no exception, and he has some unique experiences he's bringing to the table. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Brian Baxter has more.
Nestled in the mountains of northwest Wyoming, you'll find George Farms, a family dairy operation that's been in business for nearly 70 years. It's the land Scott George has lived off of his whole life, and the same land his parents homesteaded back in 1947.
They started farming, and they were having trouble farming, making enough money to farm, and so the banker told them, you've got to do something to make some more money. And so they bought some cows and started milking cows, and we've been milking cows ever since.
Today, Scott and his crew milk 550 cows twice a day, 365 days of the year. And if that isn't enough to keep them busy, George Farms also has a beef cattle operation.
Our beef herd we kind of stumbled into. One year we had some excess silage and we sold it to a man, and it turns out he didn't have money to pay for it. But he had some calves that he hadn't got sold, and we got those calves in payment. And we were kind of looking at expanding into the beef herd as well, because we really enjoy the cattle and we know how to run cattle. And so we've started building our herd since then, and we're running around 100 and some odd mother cows now, and we really enjoy them.
Every single person who works on the farm plays an integral role in the operation's success. And despite his busy schedule, Scott is committed to keeping the business family-centered.
We've been able to work with our whole family. I grew up working with my father farming and milking cows, and my mother milked cows for years. I've worked with my brothers. We've learned how to get along. Some people don't do that. I've also got to work with my children on the farm, and my brother's children, and my sister's children. I think nearly every one of my nephews and nieces have worked on the farm at one time or another in their lives.
Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
I'm really proud of our operation. Teamwork is absolutely the bedrock of our operation.
And that teamwork is going to be vital over the next year. As president of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, Scott will be on the road for nearly 10 months in 2013, and he'll have to rely on his family to keep the operation running smoothly while he's gone.
Spending that much time on the road is going to be a real challenge. We do have a strong team, but every team member plays a part, and when one is out of the picture, the others have to shoulder the burden. I'm going to owe a big, big debt of gratitude to my brothers and these nephews and to our employees that are working, because they're shouldering my part of this load.
Scott's path to being an NCBA president is a bit different than past presidents. In 1991, he was asked to serve as a director for the Wyoming Beef Council. Little did he know it was a decision that would spark his passion for being a leader in the beef industry.
As I got more informed of what we were doing with the checkoff on both the state level and the national level, I got more interested in working at the national level as well. And eventually I was appointed to represent the Federation. And I worked on the Federation side, and through that involvement I got more involved and got to see what NCBA's policy arm was doing.
While some people might think it's strange to have a dairyman as an NCBA president, Scott says he has a lot of knowledge about the beef industry and is ready for the responsibility of leading the association.
We've had cow-calf operators, we've had stocker operators, we've had feeder operators. Now we have dairymen that are part of this organization. Our cattle all end up in the beef supply chain somewhere along the line. And it's becoming more and more important, the dairy cattle are, to the whole beef sector as our nation's beef cow herd is shrinking. As a dairyman, I feel like I kind of understand the whole cattle business. I mean, we work with the breeding of our dairy cows and beef cows both. We artificially inseminate. We understand birthing the calves. We understand raising the calves. We raise all of our own replacements. We raise all of our own replacement heifers, and we're also raising some bulls and selling bulls.
The issues facing the beef industry are a top priority for Scott. During his time as NCBA president, he's committed to making sure issues like the estate tax and government overregulation are at the forefront of discussions with lawmakers in Washington.
There are a lot of issues that are of interest. Absolutely the top one on my mind is the estate tax. We see farmers and ranchers that are asset rich and cash poor. They live poor their whole lives. They live by the skin of their teeth. I know what that's like because we're there. We're always there. And yet when it comes time that they pass away, their children would like to carry on that business, and estate tax can eat them up. Another issue that bothers me is over-regulation by the Environmental Protection Agency. When you get people to get so overboard through either misconception or misinformation, or they just literally have a bent that they want the cattle off these lands, they're trying to regulate us out of business, and they're doing a pretty good job.
Scott knows the importance of helping the beef industry resolve these challenges, but he also knows how to keep a good sense of humor when things start to get too serious.
My favorite dairy joke, I guess, would have to be about the woman that stopped the milk delivery man, and she said, "I would like to have you leave enough milk so I can take a bath. It's supposed to be good for my skin complexion." And he said, "Do you want it pasteurized?" And she said, "No, just up to my navel."
During his term as NCBA president, Scott is dedicated to helping protect the farming and ranching way of life so future generations can have the chance to enjoy it as well.
I recognize that you're never going to appease everybody. Not everybody's going to be happy with every decision that's made in the world. And in the end, we have to look at the big picture. What's the best for the entire industry? What gives us the opportunity to stay in business, to be in business, and to prosper, to take care of our families, to take care of the lands and the cattle, and enjoy the lives that we enjoy living. I love working with the land and the cattle, and I want other people that want to have that opportunity to be able to do it.
And joining me is the 2013 NCBA President, Scott George. Congratulations, Scott.
Thank you, Kevin.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, not only are you the first comedian to be elected NCBA President, but you're also the first dairyman to be elected NCBA President. What do you think that means in terms of the perspective you bring to the organization? And secondly, why do you think other dairymen should be considering becoming members of NCBA?
Well, let's talk about the second one, about being a dairyman. We'll leave the comedian off the deal.
All right.
As a dairyman, I've learned that I can't do all the work alone. I've worked with my brothers and my family, and right now I'm in business with 2 brothers and 5 nephews, and we have to do teamwork, and that's what we've learned that we have to do in order to succeed in our business. And that's what we need in this cattle industry, is we need people to work together, try to find solutions. You may not always agree, but you need to find a way forward, and so that's important. As far as being a dairyman, quite honestly, I think it really speaks to the diversity of NCBA, because we have people in all walks of life, all different segments of the cattle business, but in the end, we all are producing cattle which produce beef. And so I think it's important for our dairymen to recognize that this is a great opportunity to them to partner with other cattlemen who have the same issues. We all are dealing with beef quality assurance programs. We all are dealing with environmental issues. We're all dealing with estate tax planning and how to preserve the farm and the ranches, high feed prices, drought. These are all issues that affect us all. And we really can be a voice to help further that work in Washington when we're dealing with regulations. And so I'd encourage dairymen as a whole and all cattlemen as a whole to consider joining with us and being part of our organization so that we have more voices united, carrying that message forward as we work towards solutions.
Absolutely. I've had a friend tell me once that all cows are beef cows. Some of them just get to be milked for a little while. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. And some of them have a change of careers, what they call it.
Change of careers, that's right. Hey, so recently we completed a national beef quality audit, and I know we have the dairy BQA as well. Talk to us about the value of that.
Well, those 2 programs have been developed with checkoff dollars, beef checkoff dollars. The dairy checkoff that I pay does not address those kind of issues right now. So this is really a great deal. These quality programs are teaching cattlemen the newest and latest best techniques on how to handle their animals, how to care for them, how to vaccinate them so that they're providing a good quality product that the consumer can have confidence in, and we need that confidence. And so these are programs that are available for all producers, and if you're a dairyman, they have a dairy BQA because we do handle the animals a little bit differently. But they all have the opportunity to be educated, and it also, when you go to tell your story, if you can say, you know, I'm using the best and the latest technology and techniques, it helps to tell the story of what you're doing, and we all want to be able to tell that story.
Very good. Well, you know what, Scott? We congratulate you on your election. We wish you great luck, and you'll be on this show a couple of more times before you're through. Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you, Kevin.
Join Scott George as a member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. You can join him in the fight for your freedom. Call now at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit us at beefusa.org. We're so glad you've joined us for this special episode of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen live from the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. The fun continues right after this.
I am an NCBA member.
I am an NCBA member.
I'm an NCBA member because our nation's capital is a long way from home and my cattle operation. I pay my dues to keep a staff here in D.C. working on behalf of the industry and working on my behalf every day on all the issues.
The NCBA doesn't pick and choose what issues it works on. It works on every issue, every day, on behalf of all the cattlemen across the country.
NCBA membership is important because there are policymakers and regulatory agencies making decisions that affect your operation every day.
Join me and thousands of other cattlemen across the country.
We are better together than we are alone.
Your support is needed.
We are NCBA membership. Join us today.
Join NCBA today and receive a new member gift while supplies last. Head to beefusa.org and enter the promo code C2C or call 866-USA-BEEF and mention C2C.
The I'm looking forward to having Vista once back. We weren't able to find an equivalent product.
I think our practice will be very quick to adopt Vista when it comes back.
All of my veterinary colleagues have all talked about the product coming back.
We're glad to have Vista back in the product line.
Cattlemen that we work with will be glad to have the product.
We have a lot of producers. They're excited about it coming back.
Yeah, can I recommend Vista once? Yeah, that's going to go right back in the cooler, and it goes right back in the calves.
Welcome back to this special live edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. We're live in Tampa, Florida. You know, there's a lot of excitement and electricity from my purview, but let's head back out to reporter Marvin Kokash. Marvin, how's it going out there?
Kevin, there's so much excitement here in the trade show. The floor is abuzz, and a big part of that buzz is created right here at Novartis Animal Health. There are so many people packed around this booth. They've got their experts here talking about their quality products that they provide to cattle producers. With me tonight, I have Mr. Doug Scholes, who's Director of Veterinary Services. Doug, we've got thousands of cattlemen here at the trade show. Tell me what you're talking to cattlemen about.
Yeah, one of the things that we hope to visit with producers about here at the Novartis Animal Health booth is putting a focus on getting those cows and heifers pregnant. You know, we're at record calf prices, so certainly the value of those calves that we can put on the ground are very beneficial to the producer, and we're also at a point in the industry where our cow numbers are the lowest. So, you know, certainly maximizing every calf out of that cow herd that we can get is one of the big things that we want to focus on. And then with that, and being a vaccine company that's focused on that cow-calf sector, you know, we'll want to help producers talk about some of the diseases that they can manage around that. You know, dealing with things like IBR, BVD, leptohargiobovis.
Great. You know, we know that Virus Shield is one of the most popular and widely used vaccines. What makes Virus Shield so popular?
Well, one of the things that makes it very popular is that it's a very unique vaccine in the fact that it has a unique combination of efficacy and safety. You know, certainly when we're talking about, you know, vaccinating animals around breeding time and while they're pregnant, you know, safety is a huge concern. And we want to make sure that we cover those main diseases that are biggest risk in our cow herds to make sure that those animals are well protected.
Absolutely. You know, we need every the pregnant cow to stay pregnant. The value of these cattle is where cattle producers need to be profitable. There's so many exciting things, and you've got some great technical experts here to come and visit, but you also are giving away some prizes here at your booth. Tell us what you guys are doing at Novartis.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that we're doing here at the booth this week, there's kind of a grand prize drawing for a real high-end Weber gas grill. You know, that summer grilling season is coming, and then actually every hour we're giving away this nice grill set to people that come by and sign up at the booth. So,
Kevin, this looks like a fantastic grill set, and it looks like Doug has just slipped the grill set into my pocket. And so I win again, and what a great time here at the trade show. Doug, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, and look forward to hearing more from Novartis Animal Health throughout the show. Back to you.
You always win, Marvin, but make sure you sign me up for one of those grill sets before you leave, all right?
I certainly will.
One of the most important things the National Cattlemen's Beef Association does each and every day is represent you on Capitol Hill. And joining me is Colin Woodall, Vice President of Government Affairs for NCBA. Colin, thanks as always for coming to our show.
Oh, Kevin, it's always good to be with you.
So tell us, why is this event here, our national convention, so important to the everyday activities you do and your team does on Capitol Hill?
This event is important because this is where we, as NCBA staff, get our direction. The thing that gives us so much strength in Washington, D.C. is the fact that we really are a grassroots association. Our power comes from our members. And what's great about our process is we, as the staff in Washington, we don't set the policy. We take the policy that's voted on by our members and we implement that in D.C., working on Capitol Hill and with the administration. And the great thing is, it's one man, one vote in NCBA. And on top of that, every member has the opportunity to engage in the process, to put policy on the books, and they ultimately get a vote on the final say of what our policy is. So that's just a great part of NCBA and how we work.
Colin, you've had some big wins this last year, but I know your work is not done. what are some of your priorities for 2013 from a legislative standpoint?
You bet. As we look at 2013, we've got a lot of challenges coming up. One is going to be the continued attack by the activist community that wants to take away our tools in production, namely our use of antibiotics. We're going to be working to reauthorize the Animal Drug User Fee Act. And that is a great act for us to be able to get new drugs out on the marketplace, but it also brings out all of the activists, and it provides an opportunity for them to really attack us.
Sure.
So we're going to be using our Beef 101 programs and all of our staff in Washington, making sure that we can provide the opportunity to get new drugs to market, but at the same time, preserve the tools that we already have. And of course, we're still going to be working on a farm bill. Since we didn't get one done in 2012, we have to get one done before the end of September of this year. And we're also going to be working on immigration, making sure that we have good border security discussions, making sure we continue to open up trade, and also we've got to keep the EPA in check.
Colin, please extend our thanks to everybody on your staff for all you do to protect our freedom to operate.
Well, thank you, Kevin.
Support the efforts of Colin and his team as they represent your best interest on Capitol Hill. Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association today by calling 1-866-USA-BEEF or visiting us at beefusa.org. Well, it's time to go back out on that convention floor and see what's happening with our good friend Russell Nemitz. Russell, where does the camera find you now?
Oh, Kevin, we're over at the Purina booth. And let me just say that Marvin Kokash isn't having all the fun here at the NCBA trade show. At the Purina booth here, they actually have a blackjack game going on, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. But Rod Newlick, Director of Livestock Marketing, joins us. And it's not all about blackjack over here at Purina, Rod, but let's talk about what is new with Purina.
We've got a lot of things going on with Purina right now. One of the things, which may be a surprise to a lot of folks, is that we're changing the name of our company to Purina Animal Nutrition. That may be a surprise because folks think, weren't you called Purina before? And we kind of were. But we are still a part of the Land O'Lakes system, the Land O'Lakes cooperative system. But we're rolling all of our different feed brands and feed names into the Purina Animal Nutrition name. And the neat thing about that is it kind of gives us a chance to kind of harken back to our heritage. You know, we were founded back in 1894 by William H. Danforth, so you see a lot of checkerboards around here. And a great part of that heritage too, is the research that we do. For the last 85 plus years, we've been doing research back at our research farm back close to St. Louis.
So I joked about it at the top of the segment. We do have a blackjack game going on over here at the Purina booth, but what else can people see here?
Well, we're giving everybody a chance to find out more about some of the research-proven products that we've got here. By playing blackjack, for one thing, we're asking questions and making sure people understand what the value is of some of those research-proven products. So a lot of fun here.
All right, last but not least, Rod, we have a science project, it looks like. Now, science wasn't exactly my best subject in school, and some at home might think that maybe communication wasn't either. But, Rod, let's go ahead and show folks at home what you want to show folks here in Tampa.
Here's what we're doing. One of our research projects products that we talked about is Wind and Rain Storm Mineral. And what we've done is made sure that the mineral gets into the cow so she gets the proper nutrition. But it can't get spoiled in the feeder if it gets wet. So I've drilled some holes in the bottom of these cups. I've got some water that I'm going to pour through both of them, one through a conventional mineral like you might find, and one through Wind and Rain Storm to show how it sheds the water. And I hope that we'll see that, see how it sheds the water versus the conventional mineral, which means that more of the mineral gets into the cow to give her the nutrition she needs to perform.
All right, well, thanks so much. And Kevin, I don't know if I'd recommend doing this science project in the home of your house. You might get in trouble by your lovely wife.
You know, I was just going to tell you that you just won the first annual NCBA Science Fair project.
Thanks, Kevin.
Well done. And what's Marvin Kokash up to? Let's find out. Marvin, where are you?
Kevin, it is so exciting out here in the trade show. There's so many people. We've got thousands of people roaming around here. But I found a very special individual. I'm here with Clay Bertram from Oklahoma. Clay, tell me what you've got to see here so far in the trade show.
Well, there's wonderful exhibitors here. So many of the people, number one, that I haven't seen for the last year. But then just the number one thing is just the exhibitors and the people here in the trade show booths.
If it's not too late to come down to the NCBA trade show and get over here to Tampa to the convention, trade show runs all day Thursday and Friday, so get on down here to Tampa Convention Center. Kevin, back to you.
Absolutely, Marvin. Load up in your car and drive to Tampa. It's well worth your time and effort. Well, celebration of a 20th birthday event up next. Stay with us. We'll be right back from the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show.
No storm is too powerful for new Purina Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, formulated with ultimate weather resistance. That means more minerals in the feeder and available to your cattle. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals provide more consistent intake and balanced mineral nutrition to optimize herd health and breedback rates. See the difference at your local Purina dealer or visit cattlenutrition.com. Wind and Rain Storm Minerals, another way Purina is building better cattle.
Celebrate the heart of America at the 2013 National Ag Day. It's March 19th in our nation's capital. The event honors America's agricultural community and its contributions to our country and our world.
So it's appropriate and absolutely necessary that we take, not just today, not just this week, but every day and every week, to thank American farmers, ranchers, and producers.
Generations nurturing generations. To learn more, visit agday.org.
Welcome back to this special live edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen, live from Tampa, Florida. Let's get right back to the action. Russell, or should I say Dr. Nemitz, I hear you're celebrating a birthday over there.
Well, maybe not quite my birthday, but somebody here at the NCBA trade show might be, and it's hard to stay focused with this ginormous cake and all these cupcakes in the background. We're at the Zoetis booth, Kevin, and with us is Rob Kelly, Vice President of U.S. Cattle. And Rob, first and foremost, let's talk about the name change.
Yeah, Russell, as you know, for many years we've been known as Pfizer Animal Health for nearly 60 years in the animal health industry here in the United States. But last week we had our first initial public offering, became a standalone public company, and we're now known as Zoetis. Zoetis gets its name from zoo or zoology, if you like, and zoetic is pertaining to life. So we thought it was pertinent and relevant to what our company stands for.
You know, of course, a big part of this convention every year are the Cattlemen's Colleges. And why is it a special year for the Cattlemen's College this year?
Well, it's a special year this year because it marks our 20th anniversary. So for 20 years now, both NCBA and Zoetis have been in collaboration putting on the Cattlemen's College for NCBA members.
So as we celebrate the 20th anniversary, Rob, why did Zoetis become involved in Cattlemen's College in the first place?
You know, as far as I know, it was an initial idea of a peer of mine who felt that there was really a need to get best-in-class speakers together and find an opportunity and a platform and a venue for the US beef producers to be able to hear those speakers. And that's where Cattlemen's College really came from, and I've been working at that for 20 years, and the caliber of speakers have just simply got better each year. So as long as we can continue the collaboration, we'll continue to do it.
Yeah, that sounds really good. And finally, why have you stayed involved in Cattlemen's College and the National Cattlemen's Beef Association all these years?
A really great question. You know, as a new standalone public company, our health is only as good as the health of our customers and their business and our industry. So so goes the US beef industry, so goes US beef producers, so goes Zoetis. So it's important for us to continue to invest in our customers' business, and make sure that they remain successful. So that's why we've been involved.
Well, Rob, thank you for joining us tonight on Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Thanks, Russell.
All right, Kevin, that's going to do it for now from the Zoetis booth. We're going to go ahead and send it back to you, but in the meantime, I'm going to go check out some of that cake and maybe just a few of those delicious cupcakes.
Go ahead and rub it in, Russell. Well, happy birthday to Cattlemen's College. What a fantastic program. Thanks to you too, Russell. I'm a proud member of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, and I'd like to introduce you to another one. Chris Vinson is an Ohio cattleman. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin.
Tell folks just a little bit about your operation in Northeast Ohio.
Well, we have a commercial cow-calf operation where we utilize mostly black cows and baldy cows that we've kind of made ourselves there using Hereford bulls, but we run about 50 pairs on 70 acres of rotational grazing, and it's worked out really well for us.
Now, I know you and your wife are both very actively involved in NCBA as well as Ohio Cattlemen's. Tell folks why you spend so much time and energy and effort in these organizations.
Well, this organization and both of the organizations actually provide me with a lot of peace of mind that while I'm at home tending things or going to work and doing those things, that these organizations are working for me. I tell folks that this is my cheapest insurance that I ever buy.
That's great. And tell me this, you've recently won a very prestigious award. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
My wife and I were both awarded the Industry Excellence Award by the Ohio Cattlemen's Association. And she's not here with me this evening. She's working her trade show booth over here at PBS Animal Health. And she's a big part of what we do. We've been very active because this means so much to us. It just makes sense for us to continue this because it's not just about us, it's about the entire industry and the beef industry in particular. And it's provided a good resource for our family for years, and we want to continue that.
Well, congratulations on that. It's a recognition well deserved.
Thank you.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association today. Call now at 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit us online at beefusa.org. Well, let's head back to all the fun and activity on the convention floor. Marvin, how's it going out there? Are you eating some of those cupcakes as well?
You know what? When I see Russell, I'm going to tackle him because I want one of those cupcakes.
Wipe the cream off his face too before you do that. All right?
Well, I'm going to shove some cream in his face for that cupcake. Anyway, we are at the Merck Animal Health booth. Not only Merck supports so many things at this convention, but you see Merck Animal Health on Cattleman to Cattleman. We really appreciate their support. That's what makes Cattleman to Cattleman possible every single week here on RFD TV, so we really appreciate their support. But with me tonight, I've got Dr. Mark Spire. Mark is the Technical Services Manager for Merck Animal Health. Mark, tell me, what are Merck's recommendations for reproductive vaccinations in the cow-calf operation?
Basic one is work with your local veterinarian and find out what diseases that are in your area and set your vaccination program up. Number two is find out what vaccines you want to use. What are the limitations of a vaccine? How long will it last? What diseases does it protect against? How convenient it is for your operation on how you manage your cattle. And then the third one is base your whole vaccination program on populations, because that's what we have to do. We have to have the best immunity we possibly can within a set of animals. So if it's the cows, if it's the bull battery that you have, or if it's a replacement set, or if it goes down to the calves, then that's where we ought to focus our vaccination program, because each disease category varies by that population. So setting up a program as simple as we can that meets the management tools, that handles the diseases that are present in your herd, we can do that. Now, you can spend all the money you want buying vaccine, but they may not do you and give you the bangs for the bucks that what you're looking for within that product.
You know, Dr. Spire's recommendation, make sure you work with your veterinarian, and, you know, you got to support and utilize the expertise that are within these animal health companies like Merck Animal Health. They hire the best. They've got just very high quality products. And Kevin, as valuable as these cattle are, we need to really take care of them. These calves are worth a lot of money, and so we really got to take care of that mama cow. Back to you.
You're absolutely correct. It sounds like you're getting an actual advanced degree in animal science tonight, Marvin.
Well, absolutely.
We appreciate that educational information. Lots more information and education ahead. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm looking forward to having Vista once back. We weren't able to find an equivalent product.
I think our practice will be very quick to adopt Vista when it comes back.
All of my veterinary colleagues have all talked about the product coming back.
We're glad to have Vista back in the product line.
Cattlemen that we work with will be glad to have the product.
We have a lot of producers that are excited about it coming back.
Yeah, can I recommend Vista once? Yeah, that's going to go right back in the cooler, and it goes right back in the calves.
It's deer season savings time. Just in time to get you ready for hay season. With 0% financing on John Deere mower conditioners, balers, and select hay tools. Plus, get 0% financing on all John Deere utility tractors up to 140 horsepower. It's the season for savings on hay tools and tractors. Deer season. Be sure to stop by today.
Welcome back to this special live edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. We're live in Tampa, Florida, and enjoying this year's NCBA trade show. Let's head back out to Russell Nemitz from Montana's Northern Ag Network to see what he's up to. Russell.
Hey, Kevin, you know, one of the fun things about the NCBA trade show is having the opportunity to run into so many people from all parts in between. And guess who I ran into? Andrew Conley from Lake Park, Georgia. Now, Andrew, this is like your third NCBA convention. What keeps bringing you back?
Oh, the camaraderie, the networking, education, the trade show, it's a no-brainer. It's an event I'm going to attend every year.
You notice, Kevin, how he didn't mention that Marvin Kokash is what doesn't bring him back? Now, you're also the YCC chairman. What a great opportunity for young cattlemen and cattle women.
Absolutely. YCC was an excellent opportunity for myself and as my classmates to go on back in the summer. Look forward to doing it again this summer as chairman. Anytime a young person or anyone of any age that has the opportunity to take part in YCC, I strongly encourage them to do so. Certainly open your eyes to the many different facets of not only NCBA, CBB, and the whole industry as a whole.
Well, we appreciate you letting us interview you right here on the spot during the NCBA convention. Again, Andrew Conley, Kevin from Lake Park, Georgia. We'll send it back to you.
So it looks like the industry is in plenty fine hands for the future. And I hear there might be some green paint out there. Marvin, have you found any of that shiny green equipment you've been talking about?
Kevin, I love coming to the John Deere booth. They are just leading innovation all the time. And every year in our trade show, they're big supporters of ours. They bring some of the latest and greatest of their technology. They support our members year-round with the John Deere NCBA member discount program. They support our Young Cattlemen's Conference. They do so much for this industry. We really appreciate it. But with me tonight, a very special treat, because right from the Ottumwa works, I've got the product manager, Laura Cobb. Laura, thanks so much for joining us here. John Deere has some new 9 Series line of equipment. Tell me a little bit about this line.
Yeah, so we just introduced the 9 Series round baler in August to our dealers and our customers. Basically what we did is we made everything from the 8 Series, we just improved it. So those customers that have an 8 Series right now, they're going to love the new 9 Series because we took all of their suggestions on what they wanted to see improved, bigger components, diamond chain, redesigned the way the pickup drives. We did all that for them.
You know, productivity is so important to cattlemen. Tell me a little bit more about how all of these advancements have increased cattlemen's productivity.
Yeah, so with the productivity, the bigger components will allow it to last longer before they have to replace parts. It'll keep them in the field being productive instead of sitting in the shop changing out components. The other thing, we offer a premium baler now with tractor baler automation, and that automation is going to allow them to be more efficient, which in turn makes them productivity. And we care as much about productivity as cattlemen do, so we have to make sure our equipment makes that cattleman productive.
Kevin, as I look at the just the quality of products that John Deere has, I see a wheel loader, a skid loader, a gator, shiny new tractor and a round baler, and that's just one thing. Another thing I really love about coming to this booth is they bring their experts. So folks, come on to the NCBA trade show. You get to meet folks like Laura that's from the factory in Ottumwa. They know how these balers are made. They know what's in them. They can answer your questions. So, Laura, thanks again for everything. And Kevin, I think they're probably going to give me a door prize because they really like me at John Deere. They said you're out.
Well, and there are some very special rewards for NCBA members at that John Deere booth, so it's worth checking out for sure.
Absolutely.
International trade is key to growing beef demand, and it's what the U.S. Meat Export Federation focuses on each and every day. Joining me in the studio is Phil Singh, President and CEO of the U.S. Meat Export Federation. Phil, welcome back to the show.
It's good to be back.
You've got some good news to share with us. As of about a week ago, we heard great news from Japan in terms of opening up that market. Tell us more about that.
Well, on February 1st, Japan announced they're moving from 20 months to 30 months to an LT30 program. This is going to be significant for the United States producers as well as for the Japanese buyers, the trade, the consumers. So it's a very impactful opportunity for everyone.
And beyond Japan, what are some of the other big export growth opportunities for 2013?
Well, I think there's tremendous growth opportunities. I mean, obviously with some added access into the Chinese market, that would be a significant area for us to have growth. We see growth very much in Korea. They've had a tremendous amount of production in Korea. That's going to tail back a little bit. So we see a lot of opportunity in Korea as well. I think the Middle East is an area, and also Central and South America. That's been performing very well for us. So we're looking very positively at the export market next year.
But having said that, we know there's still some market access issues, at least in some markets. What are your biggest challenges there?
Well, I think our biggest challenge right now would probably be Russia. Right now we're having a huge challenge from the Russians when it comes to beta agonists with ractopamine, both in the beef and the pork area. They've announced they're going to close their market on the 11th of February, so this is something that everyone's working on trying to get open. The Chinese market remains an enigma to us because after all these years they haven't opened up at all as far as China is concerned, and even a close friend of ours called Australia. Their market has totally been closed to U.S. beef for the last 10 years. They haven't even done a risk assessment. So with some of these types of things out there, yet there's still markets to be gained, markets to be entered. So but in spite of that, it's very optimistic. We're looking at a $6.5 billion worth of beef exports next year.
That's phenomenal. Thanks so much for all you do and all you continue to do to open up export opportunities for us in the beef business.
Our pleasure. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
You can learn more about the U.S. Meat Export Federation by visiting usmef.org. Who doesn't like a good pair of cowboy boots? I think Russell Nemitz has found some good choices for us. Russell, where are you now after those cupcakes?
Oh, Kevin, I've moved from cupcakes to the Roper booth, and with us on the program tonight now is Kerry Vastine, Vice President of Operations. And Kerry, first of all, let's talk about the partnership between Roper and the NCBA.
Our partnership with NCBA has been probably our most best marketing effort that Roper has put together in years. All the NCBA members have become great, wonderful customers of ours, and we continue to see them every year at the convention, and we get to see them all year round. They've just been terrific. So we're real happy with our partnership right now.
So, Kerry, tell the men and women who are watching and who are attending this convention what we can expect here at the Roper booth.
Oh, here at the Roper booth at the convention, it's all about awesome product. We've got some great boots, but don't wait because the boots are going quick. We were flooded. We did everyone that's a 4-day attendee at the show got a 50% off coupon that they can come and execute right here at the show. Don't worry if we run out of boots. Actually, we'll special order anything that you guys need. So we were flooded. I mean, flooded with people. They ran for the store today. So we're really happy. But we have some great exotic boots. We have some ostrich. We have caiman. We have a little bit of everything, and then some great clothing. We've got some great shirts. We've got vests. We've got some jackets. A little warm in here for Tampa, but everybody's going to head back to those cold locations. So make sure that everybody stops by, execute those coupons, half off. You can't go wrong. Great product for everybody.
All right, did you hear that, Kevin? Something for everyone.
I wear 10.5, Russell, so pick a nice pair out for me.
All right, I'll do that. While you take care of the next segment, I'm going to go shop.
Very good. Well, there's much more still ahead. Stay with us. We're live from Tampa, Florida.
Hi there, I'm Joey.
And I'm Rory, and welcome to our farm outside Nashville, Tennessee. When we go to work, whether it's on tour or here at home, we wear the West.
That's right. Whether it's that perfect snap shirt or that perfect pair of boots, when you wear Roper, you wear the West.
Learn more about us, Joey and Rory, and about Roper Western Wear at eroper.com.
Telling the truth and being real and feeding my family a home-cooked meal, that's important to me. That's important to me. And planting the garden and watching it grow.
I'm looking forward to having Vista once back. We weren't able to find an equivalent product.
I think our practice will be very quick to adopt Vista when it comes back.
All of my veterinary colleagues have all talked about the product coming back.
We're glad to have Vista back in the product line.
Cattlemen that we work with will be glad to have the product.
We have a lot of producers. They're excited about it coming back.
Yeah, can I recommend Vista once? Yeah, that's going to go right back in the cooler, and it goes right back in the calves.
Hello and welcome back to this special live edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. We're live from the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show in beautiful, balmy Tampa, Florida. We're so excited to be bringing you the latest beef industry news, information, and technology live from this convention floor. So let's get started. The sustainability of our industry is a very important topic. The Beef Checkoff has funded very in-depth sustainability research that we're just now getting a look at. And joining me in this studio are Kim Stackhouse, Director of Sustainability Research at NCBA, and Richard Gebhardt, Vice Chair of the Federation at Oklahoma Cattlemen. Thank you both for coming to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Well, Kim, let's begin with you. Tell folks what is specifically the Beef Sustainability Research Assessment. How's that?
It's fantastic. I think it's really important to start with the why we would conduct the assessment in the first place. And the reason is that in 2050, 9 billion people will inhabit the planet. And we have to produce 70% more food with fewer resources than we have today. So the Beef Checkoff funded the largest sustainability assessment that's ever been conducted along a value chain. And it really positions beef as the leader in the global conversation of sustainability.
That's great. Now, Richard, why did you all choose, from a checkoff perspective, to invest dollars in this particular project, and what do you think it means to producers?
You know, this project is going to allow us to tell our story from our perspective. It's going to allow us to establish a baseline of the impact of our industry, both in terms of the environment and financial impact, and in terms of the social impacts that we have. You know, and when you say the word impact, it could also indicate good things that are going on.
And Kim, you know, there's a lot of studies, or a lot of supposed studies out there. I would ask you, how is this different than things we read about, like the, like carbon footprint analysis and so forth?
Right, great question. There's been a lot of research done on greenhouse gases and carbon footprint, and that's really the traditional definition of sustainability. But to the beef industry, sustainability is larger than that. They really wanted to understand the full contribution of beef to sustainability, and so this assessment includes social, economic, and environmental aspects, and really goes all the way from the birth of the animal through consumption of beef by the consumer. And so that's really what makes it different, both that holistic approach, that three-pronged definition to sustainability, and then the fact that we looked along the entire value chain.
I love that definition of sustainability, because sustainability really is multidimensional, isn't it?
You're absolutely right. And it's about that economic portion as well, because so many times, you know, we can improve our sustainability just by, you know, watching the triple bottom line and going after profitability as well.
Sure. Richard, how will producers benefit from this study?
You know, we've got a great history, I think, in the cattle industry of continuous improvement, and I think this is just another step down that road of continuous improvement and being more efficient in the resources that God's given us to use.
So let me follow up. You said it's another step, and I think it's important to note, beef producers are already and have been doing things to make themselves and our industry more sustainable. Give us some examples.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you look at, like I said, you look at the vast, rich history we have in research from land-grant universities, and you look at the inputs that we use, you know, the number of people that we're using to feed. I think the number's 155. You probably know the number better than I do, sure. Kevin. This industry is just about as efficient. It's not as efficient we can get. I mean, in the mode of continuous improvement, I think we can keep getting better. And we're going to have to feed the world.
Kim, one last question. If people want more information on this sustainability analysis, where should they go?
Beefresearch.org.
Very good. Thank you both for what you're doing to position the beef industry as a truly sustainable protein we are.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kevin.
Stay with NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman for additional insight into this sustainability research. More to come on shows this spring right here on RFD TV. Well, let's head back out to the trade show floor and our friendly reporter Marvin Kokash. Hey, Marvin.
Kevin, how are you doing?
Great.
Hey, if you see Russell, you tell him I'm looking for him, because I heard he's getting a pair of boots. I'm going to tackle him again. So there's so many things going on in the trade show, and one of the things I'm really enjoying tonight is meeting so many experts. And I am back at Merck Animal Health, and I tell you what, they've got a world-class technical services team, and Dr. Harold Newcomb is just one of those world-class members of that tech service team. You know, there's so many things that go on in a drought, and our cattle get impacted by it. Tell us about what cattlemen need to know from a husbandry strategies or parasite management or vaccination programs this spring after such a big drought.
Well, the nice thing about a drought is it's still giving, okay? So we don't have a lot of forages available for these cattle. We have to make sure that all the nutrition that is available to them is also available to the cow. So with that, we have to think about parasite control. And parasite control really in a drought or any other situation has to be the cornerstone of your animal health practices, okay? Parasites do a lot of different things. They reduce feed intake, they alter your immune response, which in a cow-calf situation is critical, okay, especially as we move into the breeding season. If we look at what we can do about these situations, we need to make sure that these cattle actually need to be dewormed. And then when we deworm them, we need to go back and check to make sure our deworming was successful. some issues that you can run into in a drought with deworming are that the cattle, what you would think may not be wormy, a small number of parasites, because that animal is nutritionally stressed, can cause some problems, okay? The other thing that we see too is that resistance can go up at this time because we don't have that normal naive parasite population out there on the pasture. The dry weather, the hot weather has killed those parasites on the pasture. So anything in the cow that's left after we deworm her is more than likely going to be a resistant parasite. So that makes it real critical that we check and make sure that what we're doing has worked.
Folks, you know, the drought was really tough on the entire United States and also just the cattle population. You know, just in there talking to Dr. Newcomb, I think about not only do we need the rain, obviously, but you need to make sure that you talk to folks like the experts at Merck Animal Health and their world-class tech service team, because there's so many other issues that can surprise a cattleman. And then not only do you have to deal with the drought issues from just your forage standpoint, but you may have a wreck with your cattle, and we do not want that to happen. So get a hold of the folks at Merck and take advantage of their expertise and their world-class products. Kevin, back to you at the set.
Thank you so much, Marvin. We'll be back to you very, very quickly. You know, spring is just around the corner, and this weather in Tampa has many of us thinking about pastures. Let's head back out to reporter Russell Nemitz, who's at the Dow AgriSciences booth. Hey, Russell, what are you learning about pasture and forage management?
Well, we're learning lots over here at the Dow AgriSciences booth, and with us on the program tonight is Dave Owens, Dow AgriSciences Range and Pasture Portfolio Marketing Leader. And, you know, as Kevin made mention of, forage is more valuable than ever. And what are some of the things that we should be on the lookout for helping to make forage so important for cattle producers this year and maybe into the foreseeable future?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. A couple of things, factors that are really making forage worth a lot more today than it has been in the past is the actual price of corn. As everybody knows, it's kind of going sky high these days. And so making money on cattle in a feedlot is a very difficult proposition. However, to put a pound of gain out there on the pasture, it's very inexpensive, and with the calf prices the way they are right now, those pounds of gain really go to the bottom line very quickly, because forage is one of your least expensive means of putting on a pound of gain.
So Dave, as we make plans for this year's grazing season, what should cattlemen be thinking about?
Well, one of the things to think about is maximum productivity. We're going into this spring with the lowest on-farm hay stocks that we've had since 1955, and believe it or not, that was before I was born, and I'm not getting very many opportunities to say that anymore these days. So hay is very, very tight. The prices are going to be very expensive. So what cattlemen really have to do to take advantage of cheap forage is to get out and aggressively manage their pastures. We're coming off of some very tough drought situations. I think the CattleFax folks have projected that there's about 75% of the mama cows have been exposed to either severe or exceptional drought. And that really blows the doors off of the numbers that went through the drought in 2011. What happens in those drought pastures is that our grasses get stunted, they get hammered, they come out of the winter in sad shape, and it opens up a lot of bare ground area for weeds to come in. For cattlemen to take advantage of those good gains, they have to aggressively manage their forage, get rid of those weeds so that the first thing to get that good moisture, when it will come this spring, is the grass.
And I bet Dow AgriSciences is standing by to help cattlemen keep those production costs down and at the same time put more pounds of beef on those animals.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're here with lots of different recommendations for whatever your situation might need. We've got some excellent educational material out there. We're going to be doing some very good stuff later on in Cattleman to Cattleman with some educational type shows later on this spring. And we're there to help you get over any kind of situation, whether it be drought induced or whether you just got some bad, nasty weeds and brush out there that need taken care of. We can help you.
Well, we certainly look forward to hearing more from you and, of course, Dow AgriSciences on future editions of Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Kevin, that's going to do it for now from the Dow AgroSciences booth. I see they've got like a vase in the background full of what looks to be $100 bills.
Wow.
I'm going to go check those out and send it back to you.
That sounds like a great idea, Russell. And by the way, I appreciate Dave's weather forecast. Moisture is coming. I love hearing that, Russell. Marvin Kokash is learning a whole lot about animal health tonight. As a matter of fact, I think he's learning more about animal health tonight than he did all 4 years of college. Marvin, are you still with our friends from Merck Animal Health?
Absolutely, Kevin. You know, this industry has changed so much. We've got the spotlight on the beef business every day by consumers, probably more than ever, whether it's social media, the news. Really, people have this big desire to know where their food's coming from and how it's produced. I'm here with another member of the world-class technical services team from Merck Animal Health. You know, what is Merck doing to address some of these industry concerns and consumer issues?
Marvin, it's been interesting for us to watch in the animal health industry for more than probably 5 years. We've saw this transition where the consumers are asking questions that they've never asked before. So we've done a lot of things at Merck Animal Health. One of the big things that we've done is we have a whole division now that's dedicated to nothing but assigning information and understanding information from the consumer base. What do they want in beef? How do they want to see it? What do they want to know about it? So we spend a lot of resources working through the issues to understand how the consumer thinks, what they want, where they're going. In addition, we're looking at all kinds of things as it relates to how production systems actually reduce the amount of carbon footprint in the environment. If they're using product A, how much carbon footprint is coming out? If they're using product B, is it more efficient? Is it using less water? And we put all this stuff together, and we are hiring significant number of agricultural communicators, and these communicators are talking about all the things we're doing right in beef agriculture. It's a big deal to us, it's a big deal to the people that we sell products to, and more importantly, it's a very big deal to the consumer. And at the end of the day, we like the path we're on. We're going to do more of it in the future, and consumer issues are going to drive a lot of things in the way that we sort of lead the industry down the path of agriculture is good.
Dr. Sybil, you know, every new dollar that we have coming to our industry comes from the consumer, and confidence in beef and beef production is absolute table stakes for everything we do in this business. Ladies and gentlemen, Merck Animal Health is as truly a leader in this industry because, you know, in theory, you know, rising tide raises all ships in this issue, and their investment into making sure the consumer truly understands what's going on in modern beef production helps everybody. I'm really proud to call Merck Animal Health a partner of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. They do so much to support this industry and to support cattlemen at large. Back to you at the set.
Couldn't agree with you more, Marvin. We'll see you soon. Well, the fun continues from the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Right after this. Please stay with us.
Grow more low-cost forage and improve grazing access by clearing out weeds and brush with these Dow AgroSciences herbicides. See your Dow AgroSciences representative or visit rangeandpasture.com.
Welcome back to this special live edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. We're live tonight in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Well, let's get right back to the action and our reporter Marvin Kokash. Marvin, what are you up to out there this time?
You know, I have the best job in the world because I get to meet so many great people on the trade show floor. But tonight I actually get to talk to just a very great friend of the organization in this industry, Mr. Todd Firkins from Bayer Animal Health. Bayer does so much for NCBA. They support Cattlemen to Cattlemen. They support the National Cattleman magazine. But one of the biggest things they do support here at the convention is Friday night. We have the Beach Boys and the Bellamy Brothers, and they're the sponsor for that event. So get on down here to the annual convention in Tampa and be a part of that experience. But back to the business, Todd. You know, really, Baytril's been a real cornerstone of Bayer Animal Health's product. Tell me a little bit about FDA's recent approval you've got.
Well, as of Marvin, as of just recently, this last year, Baytril 100 received approval for use of control of BRD in high-risk calves. This is a large milestone for Baytril. Essentially, it allows producers to be able to utilize Baytril in groups of animals to combat respiratory disease. BRD is one of the most leading causes of economic loss in the beef industry. So anytime we aggregate calves together, they typically get a little bit of a respiratory disease infection. And so now Baytril can be utilized in that manner. So it's just a good win for the industry, and it provides another tool essentially in the tool bag to use for antibiotic treatment. It's available from prescription only, obviously, from a veterinarian, and extra label use is prohibited of this product.
You know, you might just explain a little bit more. You know, how does Baytril really fit in the overall health management toolbox for producers and veterinarians?
Well, essentially, veterinarians rely on Baytril 100 and producers as well when they bring in groups of high-risk calves together. Typically, a lot of those calves are early wean calves, and the most predominant problem that we see occur is respiratory disease, and can cause good sickness in these calves as well as a death loss if it's not addressed in a quick manner. And so with the use of Baytril 100, it allows producers to give it to all those calves that are going to be known to be sick, essentially. And with the use of this tool, hopefully they can address that disease problem.
Well, I know it's been a very, very valuable product to this industry, and FDA's really supporting some additional approvals has been really good for the overall cattle business. Kevin, there are so many things to see and do, and I'm gonna freelance here a little bit. I'm gonna actually turn this over.
Marvin, don't freelance.
I'm gonna have this camera follow me over to this world-class sandcastle.
Oh yeah.
Take a look at this, everyone. You know, this sandcastle is going to continue to grow every day here at the trade show. You need to come down and watch these folks build this wonderful structure. It's just one of the really, really big piece of excitement that they get, that anybody who comes to this convention gets to take a part of. So, Kevin, back to you in the studio.
You used to make sandcastles like that out there in Crook in your sandbox, didn't you, Marvin?
Every single day.
Very good. We'll see you soon. The Federation of State Beef Councils helps to represent your beef checkoff dollars, and this year they're celebrating their 50th anniversary. Here with more information are Dr. Billy Powell of the Alabama Cattlemen's Association, Jennifer Houston, Region 2 Vice President, and Bill Dale of the California Beef Council. Thanks so much for coming to our show.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start with you, Bill. California, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the very first states to enact an actual checkoff back in 1954. Give us a history lesson on that.
Well, like any great idea, it was born out of a crisis, as I understand. There was a severe drought in the Great Plains in the early 1950s that caused herd liquidation and an oversupply of beef on the market. So much so that the market price between 1952 and 53 actually fell by 50% for cattlemen at the ranch. So there was great concern about how to stabilize the volatility in the market at that time. And so the California Cattlemen's Association called in the California cattle feeders, the Western States meat packers, the California Restaurant Association, and the California Grocers Association, and pulled them together into a meeting in San Francisco in the fall of 1953. And that original group was called the California Beef Industry Committee. By the spring of 1954, the governor had signed the California Beef Council law that created the California Beef Council. The original assessment was 10 cents a head, and that was a voluntary program. And their goal originally was to raise $100,000 to promote beef to the consumers of California. In 58 years, as we're in our 58th year now, California just finished our record-setting collection year of over $3.7 million in beef checkoff collections. So we've come a long way.
You have come a long way. And Alabama wasn't far after them. Is that right, Dr. Powell?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The same dry weather. We had the worst drought in Alabama across the country. So in 1953, our Alabama Cattlemen Association had really just gotten off the ground, but had some very strong leaders. And they had a meeting, so our minutes say, in April of '53 and passed the hat and got enough money to go buy 500 Eat More Beef bumper stickers. And they'd heard about the National Livestock and Meat Board in Chicago, and so the minutes in the fall, they sent the exec and the president to Chicago to learn what they were doing up there. Came back, and John Armstrong from Texas had moved to Alabama, and he made a motion, and they formed the Alabama Beef Council then in '55, strictly as a way for cattlemen to work together and promote beef.
From humble beginnings grow great things, right?
Very much so. We started like California with a dime. We went to a quarter. We went to 50 cents, and now our leadership has got us up to $1 for the state checkoff.
And from my perspective, it's time to go even further than
Oh,
that.
you bet.
Jennifer, we talk a lot about the state and national partnership. Explain to folks what you mean by that. You've lived it firsthand.
Absolutely. From its beginnings, when the Beef Industry Council, the Federation of State Beef Councils as we know it now, was under the umbrella of National Livestock and Meat Board, and now NCBA, it allows all of the qualified state beef councils, currently we have 45 of them, to work together, not only to extend the program in a more unified manner. Each of us in our own states couldn't extend the program near like we do. By working together, we can get bigger projects. We can use the whole dollar. We use the 50 cents that we keep in our state, and it merges and works well in coordination with the 50 cents that we send the Cattlemen's Beef Board. So it's just a cooperative effort that has had excellent results over the last 50 years.
You know, you all are wearing these buttons. 50 years is the 50th birthday for the Federation. Tell us, how does the Federation ensure that grassroots level of involvement and support? Go ahead, Dr. Powell.
Well, it's a real good structure because we at the state level, and as Jennifer said, there's 44 of us,
yep,
would go to the Federation, to the national meeting with our producers, and they are the ones that get together and bring ideas. But you've got a federation, a group that we can pool money, pool ideas, set priorities, and then they will develop at the national level some very professional programs. We at the state level then are able to take those programs, and I kind of get, you know, we're the arms and legs and the Federation is the body, so it's a very efficient way to spend producer money. You get grassroots input, you pool dollars so you really get a bigger bang with the buck, and then we are able to go back home and implement those programs.
It's a wonderful success story, and I compliment all of you for your leadership.
Thank you very much.
For more information on the Federation of State Beef Councils, visit beefusa.org/federation. Well, let's head back out to the trade show floor and our good friend Russell Nemitz. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Kevin, how are things going?
Great.
Well, we're back at the Merck Animal Health booth, and I hear Marvin Kokash been talking a little bit of trash about me. I'll get even with him a little bit later, but with us is Dr. Eric Moore, the Technical Services Manager for Merck Animal Health. And Dr. Moore, we are having a lot of fun here at the NCBA trade show, and maybe for folks here at this convention and for folks who are watching at home, what does Merck offer in addition to producers to help cattlemen and cattlewomen be more successful?
Well, you know, we as a company want to be more productive than just a product to you. And with our industry partners, we like to give them tools that add convenience to what they do, make more time. We listened to Paul Harvey on the Super Bowl ad. The hours our farmers and ranchers put in are immense, and anything we can do to add convenience to them is something we want to do. One way we do that, Russell, is we have a set of smartphone apps that are Revlar X, Zelmax. We have Beef Market Central, Dairy Market Central, Feedlot Manager Central. All these are aimed at putting technology in the palm of their hand so they can work at the speed of their business. Those are all critical things that we add. We also have our Tri-Merit system. Our aids and source verification is another tool we have available for them with our operation. measuring fecal egg counts. We heard Dr. Newcomb earlier with our group talk about parasites. We offer that as free of a charge to manage their production, and those production robbers are things that we offer too.
Now, of course, Dr. Moore, behind every great product, there's great people, and they're the inspiration behind these products.
Absolutely, and we have a very robust R&D pipeline, but more importantly, our people facing our customers, our sales reps in the field, are all BQA certified, another value add to give to our industry partners to help them perform better. They also have all been trained in the Masters of Beef Advocacy program, so they help support the industry every day, and when they're talking to people outside our industry. It's all part of a big picture. Now, one of the things that we have that no other group has, or no other company has, is our Farm Animal Resource Management team. And that's a group of technical services. Their whole focus is not on any product, but on managing issues, dealing with those things all the way down to the consumer, grocery stores, working with our food retail partners. We have a series of videos, Better Beef videos, that they can get online, that actually training people at the meat counter, training that person behind the meat counter to better represent the product our ranchers and farmers are putting on their plates today.
Well, thank you, Dr. Moore, for what you do and for what your entire team here at Merck Animal Health does for the entire U.S. beef cattle industry. And Kevin, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Absolutely. Well, I love seeing the work that folks like Merck are doing, not just to sell their products and services, but to truly add value, not just to producers, but the whole industry, Russell.
That's right.
Well, I hear Marvin has found some more shiny new farm equipment. Hey, Marvin, what kind of tractors are you playing around on now?
Kevin, every year at this trade show, there's some new and exciting things. This year is no exception. And before I introduce my next guest, if you were down here in Tampa, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you walk into this trade show, you get to see a portfolio of world-class farm equipment products manufactured by New Holland. And they've really stepped up in supporting this organization, have a huge presence, and are really a key partner with the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. And with me tonight, I have Abe Hughes. He's a vice president of New Holland North America. Abe, welcome to the convention. Tell me a little bit about the NCBA partnership.
Well, Marvin, it's a real pleasure to be here as we start this wonderful partnership that we've just begun. I want to let you know that we're crawling, then we're going to walk, then we're going to run. So if this is crawling, can you imagine what comes next? We formed this partnership because, you know, New Holland is a great legacy brand in this space. We're really very good in dairy. We have a whole segment called Dairy and Livestock. We've been good in livestock, but we think we can be a lot better. And so when we went out and started to think strategically about who to partner with in the livestock area, it was no question, hands down, that the National Cattlemen's Beef Association was really going to be the partnership that we needed to form. And it's not just to form overnight. We're in for the long haul. We've got partnerships with NASCAR, 30 years. We've got partnerships with Growth Energy and others out there. And so we look at these things as a marriage. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to educate. We're trying to educate a lot, the farmer, the feeder, all of you how to best make hay. We wrote the book and the Bible on hay called the Haymaker's Handbook. We have them available here in our stand. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing Cattlemen's to Cattlemen segments on how to make the very best hay out there. And of course, we're going to talk about our beautiful equipment, whether it's the wonderful tractors, that blue Maserati blue tractor you saw down there, our swathers, our forage harvester, or this baler right here behind us. We're going to really bring out a lot of equipment to your producers and your members. Speaking of members, the other thing that I'm really excited about is we're going to be offering free memberships to NCBA members at the national, state levels. We're going to get real creative. We're going to come up with ways that allow people to become a member of this great organization, get the education they need. So we're forming these things, as you well know. You've been involved in the discussions, but it's only going to get better from here, and we're really excited to be here.
Well, Abe, we are so excited to have New Holland a part of the NCBA family. You know, this is true leadership because as we manage through the drought, forage is so critical, and what this team at New Holland is going to do is help cattlemen learn how to become better, not only better forage harvesters, better forage managers, and ultimately that will help their entire cattle operation. Folks, come on down here, check out all this great New Holland equipment. down in the trade show. We're open all day Thursday and Friday this week. Get in your car, get in your truck, come on down. Again, thanks to New Holland for all their support of NCBA. Kevin, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Marvin and Abe. I think New Holland may sell some equipment to some folks in Tampa. People are slowing down as they drive by the convention center looking out that outdoor display they've got, aren't they, Marvin?
Absolutely. It's a great display of just a quality portfolio of products that really can support any individual, any size of operation. So it's a great addition to our show.
I agree. Well, educating cattlemen across the country is one of the primary goals of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. The same goes for Merck Animal Health. That's where Russell Nemitz is. Hey, Russell, you back at the Merck booth?
That is right, Kevin. I haven't moved too far, but I did seek Dr. Eric Moore after Marvin Kokash, a little bigger than me, sent him out there to tackle him for all that whining he's been doing about cupcakes and clothing and boots. But we are back at the Merck Animal Health booth, and with us is Dr. Rick Sybil, Technical Service Director. And, you know, Kevin was talking about all the different leadership opportunities here at the NCBA and across the industry. What cattle industry leadership initiatives is Merck involved with?
Well, we have several that we're involved with. One of them that we're really proud of is a program called Beef 706. It's essentially a training course that takes a look at the beef animal as it's finishing its life cycle and headed to the slaughter facility and all the things that go on in preparation for meat. We invite in all kinds of industry folks, veterinarians, academics, producers, and we do that twice a year. It's been a particularly successful event as we teach everybody that's growing beef what the consumer wants and why they want it. Another initiative that we spent a lot of time on the last 2 years is our retail trade initiative, where we're going in and we're helping the folks that are behind the meat counter cutting that beef into pieces for the consumer. And we're doing lots of training about quality and grade and all the things that sort of matter to the production side of the cycle and how that interface is with the customer. And those are just two of the things that we do, and we have lots more to come.
Well, certainly those are two very important things. Thanks for joining us on Cattleman to Cattleman tonight.
You're quite welcome. Appreciate it.
Kevin, isn't it amazing just how much research and technology is right here at the NCBA trade show every year at the Cattle Industry Convention?
I would agree. And, you know, I don't think I ever made it past a 400-level animal science course. I don't know if I could even get into that 706 class.
I don't think so either. Remember, your wife is the one home cabin.
Exactly. She's got a master's degree for that. Well, the fun continues live from Tampa, Florida. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm looking forward to having Vista once back. We weren't able to find an equivalent product.
I think our practice will be very quick to adopt Vista when it comes back.
All of my veterinary colleagues have all talked about the product coming back.
We're glad to have Vista back in the product line.
Cattlemen that we work with will be glad to have the product.
We have a lot of producers. They're excited about it coming back.
Yeah, can I recommend Vista once? Yeah, that's going to go right back in the cooler, and it goes right back in the calves.
Welcome back to this special live edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. We're live in Tampa, Florida, and we're trying to bring you all the sights and sounds we possibly can this evening. So let's head right back out to the trade show floor and our friend Russell Nemitz. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Kevin, I'll tell you what, this Tampa Bay Convention Center trade showroom is huge. It's a great exercise program for the Tampa Trio, let me tell you what. But we're at the Boehringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc. booth right now, and with us is the Director for U.S. Cattle Marketing, David Korbalek. And David, NCBA recently announced that Boehringer Ingelheim has agreed to sponsor the cost of the Beef Quality Assurance Certification for cattlemen and cattlewomen. What can you tell us about that?
Well, thank you. We're really excited about that this week, to be announcing it and launching that this week. The partnership with the BQA is something we've been working on and really proud to be a part of. I think it's important for the cattle industry and just a great opportunity for us as well.
Now, why does supporting BQA matter to Boehringer Ingelheim?
Well, it's important to us because, we're invested in the cattle industry as well. We want to be a good steward to our customers and to the end product, and that's what Beef Quality Assurance is all about. It really aligns with our mission to help cattlemen every day.
Of course, preventing disease in animals is a primary focus for Boehringer Ingelheim through your Prevention Works platform. How do you see that Prevention Works and BQA working together?
Well, that's what really got us to this point as we started to look at our investment around prevention and where we're heading with that in the future. And prevention is all about intervening early in the animal's life, and that's what BQA is all about. And it's about producing a healthy animal that ends up producing a quality end product. And so it just made sense.
And finally, David, how can producers across the nation sign up for this free certification?
Well, that's the beauty. This is a partnership that's going to continue to develop and grow over time. But to kick it off, beginning as folks go home from the convention, the February 11th through March 15th, they can go to bivi-bqa.com. That's bivi-bqa.com. And they can find out all the details of how to go ahead and get online, go through the modules online, very easy to do, customized for dairy, cow-calf, stocker, feedlot producers, and at the end they'll be certified or recertified if they've already went through it before, and we'll provide that free of charge. Normally it's about a $25 cost per person.
All right, well, sounds good. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Kevin, did you hear that? A free certification. What a wonderful partnership between the NCBA and all those U.S. beef cattlemen and cattlewomen nationwide from our friends at Boehringer Ingelheim.
I agree, and I thank you for finding another Colorado State Ram to put on the TV show tonight.
Absolutely. Anything for you, buddy.
Well, from one CSU Ram fan to another, Marvin Kokash, are you still out there on the trade show floor, or have you found a beer garden somewhere?
Yes, and you could probably notice Russell's obviously hit them because he gets to do all the cupcakes and the free boots, but my time has finally come because I'm back at our friends at RFD TV, and I'm here with Raquel Gotch. She's Executive Vice President of Marketing. They're doing so many cool things at a trade show. Raquel, tell me what you guys got going on here.
Wonderful. Well, we actually have partnered with Kubota this week, and so we are doing a key promotion where people can come up and they fill out a form, grab a key, go try a box, and 1 of 25 keys will open that box. And then on Friday at 3 o'clock, we will be having those 25 finalists come back, try the Kubota, and whoever starts it wins. But then being a television network, we are also doing a lot of broadcasting live here from this event. We did Superior Sunrise just a little bit ago, which you'll see in the morning. So we pre-taped that, and then tomorrow we're also going to be broadcasting live with Superior Livestock Auction, an entire hour with 7 panelists discussing the beef industry. So a lot going on here.
There certainly is. Folks, there's so many great products out here. RFD TV is certainly giving this convention a great amount of coverage through across the country every single day throughout the day. We really appreciate all of your support, and really, Kevin, if you see Russell, you might warn him that I'm watching for him out on the trade show floor. It's a big old trade show, but I'm going to find him, and I've got a cupcake, and he knows what's coming.
You'll probably mow him down with that new Kubota this Friday, won't you?
Yes, I will.
Well, thank you to RFD TV. They are rural America's most important network. One company you're very familiar with is launching a brand new name and a new brand. Russell Nemitz is out getting the scoop on the new company, Zoetis. Hey, Russell, what have you learning?
Oh, I'm learning tons out here at the NCBA trade show, and you're right. We're back at the Zoetis trade show booth, and with us is Dr. John Rogers. Of course, he's their senior veterinarian for cattle and equine technical services. And Dr. Rogers, as we do this program here on Cattleman to Cattleman, can you start by talking about the new study that evaluates the economic benefits of estrus synchronization and timed artificial insemination?
Certainly, this was an exciting study, basically confirmed the use of those technologies, estrus synchronization and timed AI, both from an economic standpoint and a production standpoint. So it was the first one ever done, and it was a 7-year process, and we're excited to see the results of the study.
Now talk about your role in this very important study.
My role was basically the lead researcher. I had a lot of help, obviously, from my cohorts, but kind of provided the leadership for the entire project.
So what were the results? Because that's what we really want to know.
The results were that basically using timed AI and artificial insemination basically gained $49 per calf versus no estrus synchronization and no timed AI.
And finally, what does all this mean for that cow-calf producer across the nation?
It's probably one of the most exciting times for the cow-calf producer. to use these technologies such as estrus synchronization and timed AI, probably better now than any time in history of the U.S. cattle industry.
All right, well, thanks for joining us tonight here on Cattleman to Cattleman and talking about that very important study.
Thank you very much.
All right, Kevin, that's going to do it from the Zoetis booth. And just over my shoulder, though, are some of those delicious cupcakes. So I'm headed that way. But in the meantime, we'll send it back to you.
Very good. Well, congratulations to the entire Zoetis team. Based on how it's looking for Marvin Kokash tonight, I think he definitely loves his farm equipment. Marvin, what kind of new red machines can you show us?
I am, first of all, Russell, watch out. I'm just saying that. I'm here with Zach Hederick of Case IH. He's North American Marketing Manager. Zach, tell me about some of the things that you're doing here at NCBA.
Well, Marvin, this is really a big show for us, and this is our first show that we're actually showing our new farm model that you can see behind us. It's from 75 to 105 horsepower, and it is the core of our livestock segment, and we're this is the first time we've actually showed it to the public. So it's our first showing of that tractor. It represents a lot of volume. It fits a lot of the cow-calf producers and a lot of of true cattlemen in their operation.
So tell me, you've introduced a lot of these farm all products. Tell me a little bit more about some of this line that you've launched.
Well, this past year we launched the A Series, which is right behind you, which goes up to 140 horsepower. And we just launched this new C Series, which is kind of the standard tractor, if you will. It fits a lot of operations. And we'll actually be launching some more products later this year. So really a refreshed line really to fit our cattlemen and our livestock producers.
One thing I've also see here in your booth is this LB4 baler. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we just launched the new LB4 baler. It's our large square baler, and it represents a substantial increase over our previous baler with 20% more capacity than our previous baler. So a lot of new products from Case IH to help cattlemen be ready.
As I walk around here, some of the things that I like to see all the time, there's so much technology and power that go on here, and if I would have only had some of these nice calves that they've got on these tractors, I wouldn't be what I call a little bit farm deaf because, tell me a little bit about the soundproofing these calves. It's just a joy to drive in.
Oh yeah, Marvin, all of our cabs are best-in-class cabs, to give that operator the ultimate customer experience. And we continue to bring those innovative products that customers are looking for to give them that best-in-class, operation. And there's long hours in today. Customers are pushing really hard, and we continue to bring those features, to make it comfortable for them. So.
Well, that's fantastic, Zach. One of the things that Case IH really stepped up to do is to support NCBA this year. They joined our Allied Industry Council, and they are the exclusive sponsor of NCBA's Top Hand Club, which is a membership recruiters club for the organization. And if you go out and recruit some members, you can win a Case IH Scout. It's a great opportunity to not only support the organization, but also have a chance to win a Scout. Zach, thank you so much for all that you do for the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Kevin, back to you at the set.
Well, thanks, Marvin. I don't think your dad would have trusted you with one of those nice tractors, do you think?
Probably not.
Why don't you just hop in there and drive one over this way?
Well, actually, no.
Well, folks, we are not done yet. This special live edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman continues live from Tampa, Florida, right after this.
Follow me to Tennessee. Join your fellow cattlemen in Nashville for the 2014 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show. It's the oldest and largest convention for the beef industry, and it's great for education, networking, and fun. Plus, check out the NCBA Trade Show for the latest technology. It's the 2014 Cattle Industry Convention and NCBA Trade Show, February 4th through 7th in Nashville. Visit beefusa.org for more.
NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. It's a television show by cattlemen for cattlemen.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. Thanks for joining us.
Each week, join host Kevin Oxner for the latest in beef cattle news, market analysis, and producer education. Cattlemen won't want to miss an episode. debuting Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on RFD TV or anytime at cattlemantocattleman.org.
Welcome back as we wrap up this special live edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman from here in Tampa, Florida. We've enjoyed learning all about the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show, and why not learn just a little bit more about the next one? Joining me is Kristen Torres. She's the Executive Director of Meetings and Events for NCBA. And Kristen, tell us where we're headed next year.
Well, next year we are headed back to Nashville, Tennessee.
Yay.
Music City, USA.
You know, I always believe that you can't top the next one, but by the looks of this, you've topped last year. Tell us what's in store for Nashville next year.
Well, Nashville is one of our most popular convention cities. We always draw a great crowd when we're in Nashville. So once again, we'll have a great lineup of speakers. We've already sold some of the trade show space for next year, and we've got booth sales all set up for tomorrow to get the rest of the booths sold out. So we'll have a great lineup of events, and as always, we'll have a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah, I bet so. You know, I hope people have gotten a taste of the convention tonight, but why do you think it's so important to attend this convention? This is a must-see event.
Absolutely. It's a must-see for anybody that's in the cattle business, for sure. It's for anybody, large, small. There's something for everybody here at the trade show, and it's the one chance to network with cattle producers from all across the country and see friends, old and new, latest products and services, all under one roof in a beautiful setting.
I would concur with that. Now, for folks that may be within driving distance or can hop on a cheap last-minute flight, why would you say it's important for them to come here yet this year to Tampa?
There's still plenty of time to come down to Tampa and enjoy the trade show. We have 2 full days of the trade show. Thursday and Friday we're open tomorrow from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. And then on Friday we're open from 9 until 5. And then we're going to close out the show with a Beach Boys concert followed by the Bellamy Brothers. So there's still a whole lot of fun to be had.
I'm looking forward to that for sure. And if this evening is any indication, we're going to have a great week.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you.
You can always get details on cattle industry meetings by visiting beefusa.org. Let's check in one last time with our friends Russell and Marvin, who are now back at the NCBA booth. Hey, guys, nice work tonight. You've done a nice job.
Thank you, Kevin. And, yeah, good work, partner.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You know, there's so many things we've got to see. And, by the way, I want to see your new pair of boots. Oh.
Well, I heard you were whining just a little bit, but I'm going to let bygones be bygones, Marvin. And I know you wanted a cupcake, so.
Oh, you know what? You're not such a bad soul after all. So here we go.
Where there's one cupcake, there's always two. and the third member of our Tampa trio is on the set.
You know what, Kevin? I think actually at the end of the day, you are the one that was shackled to the set. And by the way, you need to come by the NCBA booth. There's all sorts of great products here. I Heart Beef. And there's just, again, so much fun here. Russell, this has been just an enjoyable evening. We've got a lot of war stories to share tonight, so look forward to catching up.
All right, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun out here, Kevin. Thanks to Marvin and you and the entire Cattleman to Cattleman crew for letting us be part of the NCBA trade show again. Back to you.
Well, I've heard of beefcakes, but I guess you're a couple of cupcakes. Is that right? Thanks for the great work tonight, gentlemen. And thank you for joining us for this special live edition of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman. Don't forget to join us during our regular show. Those are Tuesday nights at 8:30 Eastern, right here on RFD TV. Have a good night.